Sawadika, happy Friday everyone. Welcome to the 5th session of Friday Morning with Amazing Thailand webinars. Sherly Handjojo here. I'm Tourism Authority of Thailand's Marketing Manager. And today I'm bringing you a very much anticipated topic on family travel. If you have followed our previous webinars, you would know to qualify for the prize at the end of this session, you will need to complete our modules in the Amazing Thailand Specialist. For those who have not registered or have not completed their modules, please sign up to upskill and refresh your knowledge. And a little bit of housekeeping, the webinar is recorded and will be posted on the amazingthailandspecialist.com. Just to give you a little bit of a background, our previous sessions about the general updates on Thailand, gastronomy, soft adventures, and wellness have all been uploaded on that site. So you can access it anytime at your convenience. There is a quiz with 3 prizes up for grabs for this week at the end of the webinar. And we would love for you to get involved. Please ask any questions that you have, and you can type them at any time during this presentation using that Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom window. So let's go through the presentation and then we'll go ahead with the Q&As. So family travel. There are many holiday options for couples and families who are seeking to connect with each other in Thailand. Family travel is so broad because every couple and families are different. So there's always the mainstream family holiday makers, the flop and drop, those who just want to enjoy a downtime, relax by the pool, have the kids enjoy the kids club, and hang out on the beach. So the sky is the limit in terms of your choices in Thailand, from Pattaya, Phuket, Hua Hin, Krabi, Trat, to all the southern islands. Some families want to get a bit deeper in understanding the destination that they're in by diving into its history and culture. These families find holidays as ways for themselves and their children to learn something new and understanding why other cultures do things the way they do. And some families love adventures, whether it's roller coasters, water parks, jungle trekking, or even elephant sanctuaries. These are what the families enjoy doing, breaking their day-to-day routines and get themselves mentally refreshed again. So we're gonna start off with water parks. This has proven to be the most popular things to do for Aussie and Kiwi families when they're in Thailand. So to entice the young and young at hearts, there are many fabulous water parks. Cartoon Network Amazon in Pattaya. This water park is more spectacular than anything of its kind. It's got 30 state-of-the-art water slides and rides and other attractions like Cartoon Network mascots, entertainment show, and its food court with many regional food types. During this uncertain time, they are currently closed until November 2020. It is located in the seaside town of Bang Saray, about 20-minute drive from Pattaya City, and less than 2 hours away from Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport. Vananava Water Jungle, it's located in Thailand's beloved resort town, Hua Hin. It is 3 hours drive from Bangkok. It's the first ecologically aware water park in the region. Vananava transformed an empty plot of land into tropical jungle, planting over 200,000 trees. There's 19 slides and rides in total. It's really great for those with little children because safety is taken very seriously, with marshals supervising each ride, making sure everyone is having fun using the rides correctly. There's Fantasia Lagoon in Bangkok. It's relatively large water park built on the roof of the mall Bang Khe. It's one of the most budget-friendly water parks in Thailand. And there's Splash Jungle in Mai Khao area of Phuket with 12 water slides, rides, and attractions, professional lifeguards standby, and very close to the Phuket International Airport. There's also Scenical World in Khao Yai. It's the largest theme and water park in the northeast region of Thailand. It's located in the splendid mountainous area, some 150 kilometers northeast of Bangkok. Scenical World hosts 15 water slides and pools. So next is culture. There are many couples and families who love to soak into their holiday destinations, local experiences, history, and learn new cultures. They take holidays as an opportunity to learn something new, an educational activity for themselves and their children. Some popular activities are Siam Niramit in Bangkok and Phuket. You can do a walk around the traditional villages, explore 4 different regions. It's a portrayal of traditional Thai lifestyle. You can learn about the arts and crafts by looking at the demonstration and try out different Thai desserts as well. Generally, guests come for the dinner and show. The show is a world-class production that explores Thailand's rich cultural heritage. It's got amazing special effects on a gigantic stage, and the show is so realistic. It's like seeing history come to life. It's a very excellent intro to Thai culture. Next example is the Midnight Tuk Tuk Food Tour by Bangkok Food Tour. It's a wonderful way for you to get yourself oriented on your first day in Bangkok, with knowledgeable and informative guide taking you on a tour, trying out different food, showing their secret spots and favorite eateries. You get to see the night flower market as well as Wat Po. It's a fabulous way for you to get to know Thai food and culture around Bangkok. Then in the north, there's Chiang Mai Old City. It's practically a living museum. Its narrow streets are lined with beautiful temples, old shop houses, and historical buildings, all surrounded by the crumbling ancient walls and the moat. It's quite a small and compact place, so take a walk around and just enjoy the city's relaxed atmosphere and interesting sceneries. And while you're there, check out some of the city's finest temples, such as Wat Chedi Luang, Wat Pra Sing, and Wat Pantao, all of which are within short walking distance. And in the south, we have Phuket Old Town. It's old Sino-Portuguese streets with beautiful shop houses and magnificent mansions. You can witness many small cafes, galleries, small museums, bakeries, and lots of yummy eateries along the way. So next up is cooking classes. Food is a big part of traveling now. It's not just about tasting the food, but also learning about the ingredients and what makes the dishes unique. Cooking classes are great family activities. While there are plenty of cooking schools around Thailand, there are a few examples of those offering with an even more authentic experience. Pun Pun in Chiang Mai is an organic farm and education center for self-reliance and sustainable living. Indigenous seed saving and natural building as well. Pun Pun also has restaurant and organic food shop in Chiang Mai town. The Thai Farm Cooking School is voted one of the best cooking schools in Chiang Mai. It offers a friendly culinary experience in a relaxing and non-touristy vibe. It's located in the outskirts of Chiang Mai. The course includes a tour of the local market, so you can learn how to choose the ingredients. You can pick the herbs and vegetables from the school's organic farm and learn how to cook Thai dishes in a small group. In Bangkok, visitors can learn home-style Thai cooking at Amida Thai Cooking School. In Krabi, there's Yas Cooking School. Not only offers traditional Thai cooking class, but also you can pre-book home-style private dinners there. Since its opening in 2000, this cooking school has built a strong reputation and has taught students from around the world, including celebrity chefs like Gordon Ramsay. So next is adventures. There are many families who love to try out adrenaline pumping activities and adventures. Muay Thai is Thai boxing, known as the art of 8 limbs, as it's characterized by combined use of fists, elbows, knees, and shins. Numerous reputable Muay Thai camps around Thailand, such as Fairtex Training Center in Pattaya, Tiger Muay Thai in Phuket, and Super Pro Samui, as well as many others. There's so many treetop experience and zip lines. Flying Hanuman in Phuket is one of the most popular ones. And you have flights of the gibbons in Chiang Mai, Krabi, Bangkok, and Koh Chang as well. Of course, water activities such as snorkeling and diving are really popular. Most of the scuba diving destinations are around the Andaman Sea on the southeast coast of Thailand. The most famous ones are the outstanding Similan Islands. And a little bit further north, there are Surin Islands, a bit less known than Similans, but also excellent with the world famous Richelieu Rock dive site. You have a good chance to spot a whale shark. And closer to the mainland, Koh Lanta, Koh Phi Phi, Phuket Islands, these destinations offer really good chances for you to dive with manta rays or even whale sharks as well. There are many ethical elephant encounters as well that you can choose. Now we've come to the new normal. So for those who have watched our prior webinars, you would be familiar with the amazing Thailand Safety and Health Administration, also known as SHA. It's an official accreditation to many service providers across Thailand that have successfully implemented and followed the government guidance on containing the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. So things like taking temperatures of employees and guests at screening points, recording employees and guests' travel history and details, allowing only guests with mask to use the service, keeping 1 meter distance of each other, including employees, having proper ventilation and air purification systems. They're all quite strictly implemented, and thus the successful containment of the virus throughout the land of smiles. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our guest speaker today. Our guest speaker has been in the travel industry for more than 30 years. His experience ranges from working in wholesale, retail agency, to hotel representations. And you would have seen him everywhere from Thailand roadshows, Luxperience, sales calls, conferences, or bus nights. Charlie Ridout is the Director of Complete Travel Marketing. He's been representing some of the Asia's leading brands in Australia and New Zealand. Thailand is a key destination, and Complete Travel Marketing looks after major Thai brands such as Centara Group, Cape and Canterbury Hotels, Sunwing Hotels, Sala Resorts, Bandara, and Phi Phi Island Village, along with Tour East. The family market is a key segment, and these brands are very appealing for the family demographic. Thank you so much for participating today, Charlie.
Thanks for inviting me, Sherly. Always a pleasure.
Congratulations. Complete Travel Marketing has grown so much over the years, and the Thai brands you represent are all really incredible products. I'm very sure that you have exposed yourself to all those beautiful travels into the land of smile. Now, my first question to you is there a foolproof destination that is your all-time favorite any time of the year?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I think the main thing is one of the great benefits of travel to Thailand is that it's an all-year destination. always warm and welcoming for the people, obviously, and the climate. Although the wet season comes to the West Coast during the Aussie and the Kiwi winter, Phuket and Krabi, especially September and October, it rarely rains for long periods, and it's always warm. Nothing beats tropical rain. You get a whole different experience, and even though it's not ideal for sunbathing, it's a fantastic time to walk around and see the local life. I think it's an all-year destination. Chiang Mai in the north of Thailand has to be up there. So much to do. Great adventure, tribal treks, whitewater rafting, elephant sanctuaries, all the jungle, amazing shopping in Chiang Mai, galleries, restaurants, coffee shops. Just has a really great vibe. We've got one of our hotels, Centara Kumpaya, is a rare find there in Chiang Mai. It's a resort style hotel with a large freeform pool, pool access rooms, and it was originally built as a spa resort, actually. And you can walk to restaurants and shops sort of nearby, or take the shuttle bus less than 10 minutes into the centre of Chiang Mai. And then down south, Phuket is hard to beat as an all-year destination. So many beaches. You've either got the really busy Patong or less busy Karon, and then there's dozens of other beaches which you can find them with no people on them if that's what you're after. And amazing restaurants and seafood, particularly seafood shacks on the beach, or really fine dining. So much choice every time of year.
Beautiful. That makes me want to go back to Chiang Mai, looking at this Kumpaya video.
Yes. Well.
So you're a family man. I know that you have a beautiful wife and a teen daughter. I think she's, how old is she now?
16. The
Yeah.
perfect.
Wow, big girl. What do you think about traveling with a teenager? Is it harder or easier? As they probably could appreciate a lot of things that we adults do.
They certainly can. I mean, traveling with teenagers is certainly never dull. And she's certainly at a fun age now. But I think your family requirements obviously change as the children grow up and get older. If you're holidaying with like babies and toddlers, obviously that is a whole different experience, and you want to be staying somewhere where it's easy to take your stroller, easy to get nappy supplies, etc., all that kind of stuff. And we've got one of our clients, Sunwing Resorts, have 2 4-star resorts in Phuket, where you can actually book what's called a baby studio, where your room comes with a stroller, a cot, a high chair, all the cutlery, crockery, etc., baby seat, potty. So all that sort of stuff, it just means you've got much less to pack and much less stress, prior to traveling, and obviously once you're there. I think once the kids grow up a bit more, the main thing they need is entertainment. So as parents, what you really want is to just be able to lie down, relax by the pool, and know that the kids are entertained, happy, etc. Go and have a drink at the pool bar, while they're not hassling you for something. So swimming pools are obviously absolutely key, and water parks even better. So Centara Grand Beach Resort is one of our 5-star beachfront resorts. It's actually got its own water park inside the resort, and you got slides. You got this lazy river, which is amazing, which is always the water's always moving. You can jump on a donut and relax, or paddle around. There's waterfalls, cliff jumps, all sorts of things going on there, and fully supervised, obviously, with trained water safety, etc. Teenagers love the pools, jacuzzis, and mostly that's what I suppose you don't get back home, in Australia, or in your backyard normally. And they'll always want to shop. My daughter loves shopping, markets, and everywhere in Thailand there's just fantastic shopping. Local markets, food markets, jewelry, clothes. You can even get all your favorite sports strips, for AFL or soccer, and just so many great value places to go and shop. And then of course when you stop shopping, you start eating. So that's there's not much time to do anything else.
Fabulous. That sounds amazing. For me personally, and I'm saying that not because you represent Centara Group, Charlie, but for us, the most amazing experience is when we went to Pattaya last time. We stayed at Centara Grand Mirage Pattaya. I know Pattaya doesn't have the most favorable perception in this market, but it's quite an amazing experience for us because you don't actually need to you know, pass by or walk by the areas that you don't want to see. You know, whereas where Centara Mirage is located is quite family friendly, and to be quite honest, you don't even need to get out of that resort. It's practically, I think, has the same concept as what you're showing us just now with the Centara Grand Phuket. You know, basically you get all access to the water park all day, every day, and the kids just couldn't get enough of that. You know, with the lazy river. And I heard from you, did they finally add the zip line onto the property?
Yeah, the event, they got their own adventure park within the property. You know, on top of the wood park, so where they got the zip lines, and they got all sorts of different activities, like sort of, you know, almost like jungle-based activities, but inside the resort. And then
Wow.
they've also got the, you know, those club lounges, so you can have a child only or a family only club lounge. So, or, you know, you can take your kids in there. They've got a huge play area, and you can sit there and have breakfast or have evening drinks or whatever. And then there's another lounge for adults only. So, you know, it's a fantastic, it's a destination in itself, really.
Yeah, and we totally did use that, the family lounge. It was really nice. Because as you know, like, you want to enjoy a relaxing and take your time, you know, enjoying those flavorful breakfast, and while you're doing that as well, the kids can eat, but they can also use, there's an internal slide connecting the first floor to the ground, which is fabulous. So yeah, the kids get to entertain themselves when we enjoy ourselves as well.
Absolutely. That's the thing.
Fabulous. So what do you guys like to do as a family unit? Is it more, you guys are more into sport, culture, food, or just chilling by the pool?
I think all of those, everything really. I mean, I think that's, you know, another great thing about Thailand. You can do it all really. You can do it all pretty much on one holiday. Even if you just go to one destination. Often, like when we go, we don't really plan too much in advance. We go, especially if we're going to a resort, we go, oh, can't wait to go and just lie down by the pool for a week. But, you know, by the end of day one, we're already going, right, there's so much to do outside the hotel that, you know, we need to get out, and we book everything, you know, book stuff for every day. So, I mean, like in you know, in the resort destinations, I suppose, you know, there's so much stuff particularly to do out on the water. Take a boat trip somewhere, snorkeling, diving, go to another island where you can go and explore, have a picnic lunch, visit caves, deserted beaches. You know, so much stuff to do. You can even, you know, just get your own, hire your own boat and skipper, and, you know, get away from the crowds if that's what you want to do. And they know lots of great places to go. I think, you know, all activities, once you've done the activities, you always end up wanting to eat, obviously. I mean, I've traveled, so lucky I've traveled, you know, to many countries all over the world, but I can honestly say, you know, nowhere has a better all-round food experience than Thailand. I mean, it's really fantastic. Obviously there's, you know, amazing Thai cuisine itself, fresh seafood, and then you've got all the international cuisines everywhere. You've got Michelin star restaurants, you've got fantastic Italian restaurants, you've got fast food, if, you know, that's what you need, especially for the kids. So, you know, it's an amazing value as well. So, you know, you can choose your restaurant based on your budget, and certainly makes, you know, Australia look a lot more expensive than Thailand in terms of restaurants. So, you know, great spot.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most sort of unique selling point, is the amazing value that you can get when you travel to Thailand. You know, basically with the airfare and the resort, it's pretty much almost like an all-inclusive, you know, in some packages.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is what everyone wants, because they want to know at the end of the day, not freak out by you know, checkout times when it comes to settling the bills and everything like that. So
Yeah, I mean, I mean, especially like, you know, I mean, obviously a lot of people will be holidaying in Australia at the moment, but you know, it is not telling anyone anything they don't already know. But you know, it's expensive. You know, you go and you eat in a resort, or you go walk down the road and you know eat in the, you know, in the town. You know, you're not getting much change from, you know, $150 or something for 4 people. You know, it's really, you know, and in Thailand it's a fraction of that price. So it can be. You know, you can obviously go to whatever restaurant you an experience you like, but you know, you can certainly, you know, eat for $5 or whatever if you want to. You know, there's lots of choice.
fabulous. So where have you taken your family, and what has been the best holiday that you ever experienced as a family?
Yeah, I think I don't actually know how many times I've been to Thailand, but with the family, I think it must have been probably 6 or 7 times at least. So you know, we've been to pretty much, you know, all the major sort of destinations in Thailand: Bangkok, Phuket, Khao Lak, Koh Yao Noi, Krabi, Samui, Chiang Mai. So many experiences, and you know, each one is really quite different. I think the one that ticked many boxes for us was Krabi. We were there some years ago for the first time. Really easy to get to. Definitely an undersold destination from, you know, from Australia and New Zealand. You can see there on the video, that's Centara Grand Krabi, like an unbelievable location. And you know, so it's really easy to get to. The airport's like, you know, really uncrowded, 20 minutes from the airport to the beach. And then so for Centara Grand here, it's an amazing experience when you actually arrive there. So you take a 10-minute sort of private boat journey, which is a resorts boat, you know, sort of a bit of a James Bond experience. And then you arrive there, you land on this floating jetty, you've got 500 meters of your own beach, you're backed by a national park, and all those limestone cliffs, which are, you know, very common in that part of Thailand. You got all the peace and quiet, but there's so much to do. So you got swim, you know, so you can swim from the resort there, you can see all the activities for the water. You can kayak around to the next bay. You can have lunch at one of the restaurants there. You can go fishing, rock climbing. Some of the best rock climbing in Asia is actually here in Krabi. And then there's 200 islands off Krabi. You can take a boat, you know, again, hire your own one and you skip it, take a long tail. Or you can go to Phi Phi if you want to go and see Phi Phi Island, 25 minutes by speedboat directly from the resort. And actually at this resort, my daughter actually learned to swim. So that's kind of, you know, got a special place in our heart. I think she was 3 or something. And, you know, the resort in typical Thai style, you know, they did a whole ceremony for her and gave her a certificate. She was a bit shocked, I think. But, you know, just, you know, classic sort of Thai hospitality. It was just beautiful. So certainly a good memory for us.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Great.
So what makes Thailand the perfect destination for family?
So many things. I think, you know, I mean, I suppose if you're looking at, you know, anywhere to go in the world, I mean, you got to look at Thailand and go, you know, you're after certain things as a family. So definitely, you know, it's a safe destination. There's obviously masses of stuff to do, as you've covered extensively, and I've shown here too. You know, you got all that kind of outdoor adventure stuff, which your kids obviously love, you know, zip wiring, rafting, diving, all that kind of stuff. Elephants, and then you got all different types of accommodations. So, you know, you can go cheap, you can go really luxury, you can go villas, you can go all that kind of stuff. And, you know, as a sort of destination, it's a really perfect for like a city experience and then a resort or an outside of city experience. You know, you got some of the best shopping in the world in Bangkok and in other cities too, Phuket, Pattaya, Chiang Mai. And then obviously, you know, beach resorts, again, to suit every time of year, you can find somewhere in Thailand, which is the perfect season if you want it. Amazing food, value we talked about. And English overall is very, you know, widely spoken in the sort of main tourist areas. So yeah, so much to do, and really, you know, you can like I say, to suit every type of family budget, whatever. It's, yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah, I agree. I think the most amazing thing with Thailand is the whole package, because you know, some destinations that it's quite popular here from the Australian or New Zealand markets, they tend to only offers like your island experience, just the water activities. While this one, you know, what we generally do as a family in Thailand as well is that you know, we not only do the active or adventure stuff and, you know, lay down on the pool and all that, but you know, between my husband and I, we juggle one parent looking after the kids while we enjoy a spa or a nice massage, and then we take over the other one as well. So that's a really nice package, and yeah, I think everyone and each member of the family can enjoy the holiday itself. It's not like you get tired after a holiday.
No, that's true. I haven't even mentioned the massages. Probably the best place in the year to get in the world, sorry, to get massages. I mean, it's like, you know, and again, you know, anything from really high end to you know, $10 for an hour, you know, on a sala on the beach. You know, it's like, you know, it's nothing beats that. You know, sun goes before the sunset, go and do that, and then, you know, have a sort of cocktail before you know, retire to dinner or whatever.
Yeah, nice. So is there any new products you would like to introduce to our audience today?
Yeah, we've got a brand new resort opening, or a new brand called Centara Reserve. So this is our new luxury brand, and the first hotel which is opening under this brand is in Samui. So I think most of our sort of industry partners and customers in Australia and New Zealand will know about Centara Grand Samui Beach Resort. So that's on Chaweng. So that's basically been closed for more than a year already, with it and having a complete renovation rebuild. And it's going to be opening at the end of March, or during March next year. And we've completely sort of, you know, you can see here all the sort of, these are all sort of mock-up designs, but new swimming pool, new lobby, new restaurants experiences, all new room products. A lot of the rooms that we put 3 rooms into 2, so they're obviously 50% bigger. We've got pool access rooms, we've got individual villas there, like overlooking the sea. So it's gonna be amazing, and a fantastic location for everyone to stay. You've got big grounds there on the best part of Chaweng Beach, and then behind you is all the restaurants and bars and shopping and stuff in Chaweng. So you wouldn't know they were there until you walk out the back of the hotel, and then everything's on your doorstep. So it's going to be an amazing experience once it opens in 4-5-6 months.
Oh, looks amazing. So last question, when travel bounce back, what do you think would be trending in family travel? Are there certain products that would attract the Oceania family markets much more than others?
I think, you know, I think a lot of stuff is not going to change in terms of what's attracting the Aussies and the Kiwis for a holiday. I mean, obviously there's additional things with, you know, safety and around sort of post-COVID protocols and stuff. But really it's I think the same sort of key pillars, which are like, you know, value, location, and proximity to good food and shopping. I mean, you know, the Aussies and Kiwis love, you know, a major part of their experience when they go overseas, you know, especially the family life, is always around you know, eating, drinking and shopping, you know, obviously on top of all the other activities. So I think that's still going to be the same. You know, we've got amazing sort of offers and stuff, you know, within resorts. We have a bar bonanza for all our Centara resort properties. We essentially, as a hotel group, give free spending money to people when they stay in resort. There'll be, you know, we have half board options, all inclusive options. If you know, again, in a post-COVID world, whether people prefer to spend, you know, more of their eating and drinking inside a resort as opposed to going local all the time. So lots of different options. But I think experiential holidays and eco holidays will continue their upward trend. So, you know, enjoying local experiences, you know, and looking after the environment and supporting, you know, the local people, and definitely, you know, they certainly need that. Tourism is such a huge part of Thailand, and supporting so many jobs and the economy that, you know, really, obviously, the sooner we can all get back, the better.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you, Charlie. So to wrap up, just last year we thought bushfires was the only fight the nation must go through. You know, and we also thought that the world was small. It was very easy to get to places with low-cost airlines competing everywhere. Even with full-service carriers can be very affordable when they have promotions and deals. But then all of a sudden, COVID hits. Even though our team here, TAT team, is based in Sydney, you know, from here, thinking about going to Melbourne or Gold Coast seems like it's a world away. We are not here to speculate, but the world has grown to love travel, especially in the Australian and New Zealand markets. Travel is now one of the trendiest things and one of the most essential things as well. Travel will definitely come back, so it is just a matter of when. And when the time comes, please remember that Thailand has taken safety and health measures very seriously, thus has successfully contained the spread of COVID-19. The amazing Thailand Safety and Health Administration, also known as SHA, is a symbol that you should look for when trying to find COVID-safe products and services. So there are many questions and rumors currently going around with Phuket opening its borders. Please allow us to clarify that this is being discussed on the government level, and we will sure to put out the announcements via press releases to spread the good news if and when it is all confirmed. So we've come to Q&A part of the presentation. I think we've got a lot of questions now. So first one is from Kaya Dawson and Tanya Patterson. Which resort had the baby room? What's the name of the family resort? I can answer to you. It's Sunwing. Charlie, do you want to explain a little bit more where it's located and everything?
Yeah, so actually there's two resorts, both called Sunwing. There's Sunwing Kamala Beach and there's Sunwing Bang Tao. So they both have the baby studios as part of the, you know, the room offering. So yeah, so you can go to either the Kamala Beach one is right, you know, Kamala Beach is actually relatively small beach, so it's right in the kind of heart of the beach there, and Bang Tao, again, another beautiful beach up closer to the Laguna area.
So this question is from Hilda Seto. What star rating is Sunwing?
4-star.
Okay, fabulous. And Joanne Warren, have you ever traveled with your children on the ferry between islands?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've been from Suratani. I've been on the ferry. Well, I've been on the ferry from Koh Phi Phi. Sorry, from Phuket to Phi Phi and back. I've been on the ferry from Phuket to Koh Yao Noi. I'm trying to think where else I've been on so many boats, I can't remember, but I think those are probably the main ones. But yeah, very, very, you know, it's a great service. All the stuff you can book online, or you can book through your, you know, the DMC or through your wholesaler or whatever works for you. But yeah, I mean, probably if you're doing kind of the main ferries out of the sort of Phuket, Krabi, etc. Probably best to book it through your DMC. Then you know that they're going to, you know, offer you a or through your wholesaler. And so you know that they're going to make sure they book you a reliable and, you know, an efficient one and good value.
Yeah. So Karen Tansin, are there incentives from resorts for family to stay longer?
Yeah, I mean, there are in general. Obviously, at the moment, it's all kind of a bit up in the air, but definitely for next year, as in 21-22, which there are sort of contract seasons, as it were, in terms of the trade, go from April to March. So sort of April to March, there's certainly some of our resorts have got bonus nights. So you get free nights, you know, stay 5 + 2. And then, you know, sometimes you've got minimum, you know, a certain stay and you're getting a percentage off. We also have a lot of, you know, early bird offers, obviously, which is not based on length of stay, but in terms of booking longer in advance. So, you know, more than 90 days, which often is what most Australian Kiwis do anyway. But yeah, lots of, you know, lots of good offers there, obviously, which will continue to be there. I mean, Thailand, especially if you're going from April until sort of Christmas, that time of year is, you know, really is probably the best value destination. You know, I'd say one of the best values in the world. In terms of, you know, that time of year. Obviously December, January, February, Christmas, that's the highest season, and historically, so that's, you know, the most expensive time of year.
Fabulous, thanks Charlie. And one from Sandra Brazier, does CTM book direct or through wholesalers?
No, we don't make any books, so we work pretty much exclusively with the trade. I mean, you know, we get the occasional direct customer who calls us, but we don't make any bookings ourselves. We can put you, the agent, in touch directly with the hotel if you want, but you know, we're really trying to push you to book through a wholesaler, because that is, you know, 99% of the time that's the cheapest way to do it, and obviously it's also the best way to do it, because, you know, we can make sure that you've got the right. Well, the wholesaler's got the right rates and inclusions and all that stuff too. So yeah, we don't take any bookings ourselves. You have to book through a wholesale.
Fabulous. And there's just one nice comment from Annette 5. Thanks, Charlie. It's great information.
Thanks, Annette.
Let me just check if we've got other questions. That's all. Okay. Do you have any other thing to add, Charlie?
No, please convince your clients to, I mean, you know, obviously, like, we don't know when the borders are opening, but, you know, certainly for, let's say, you know, next season post-April, you know, get your bookings in now, because, I mean, definitely you're obviously going to get a good deal, and, you know, we're all planning for opening sort of, you know, certainly, you know, March, April next year onwards. That's, you know, hopefully what's going to happen in the post, or, you know, whenever post-COVID world, but like still, you know, in the post-dramatic COVID world that we're in at the moment. So yeah, thanks for your support. Obviously, you know, we get, you know, 85 or something % business at most of our clients, our hotel clients, come through the trade. So you know, obviously you're a massive part of support for us.
Fabulous. We've got some comments from Debbie Jackson and Edwina Malia. Thank you, Charlie. It's fantastic and informative. Learned a lot about traveling with children. Thailand sure is a place to consider. Thank you, everyone, for your comments and questions. Now, I would like to take the time to congratulate those who won from webinar 3. Sandra Brazier from Hello World Travel Mount Waverly, New South Wales, Mel Shapper, Flying Colors Travel Victoria, and Bob Daniel, Guidepost Tours New South Wales. Woohoo! So we've come to the end. It's the quiz. The question is, name 3 of activities you would suggest to your family clients who love history and cultures. Please send your answer to info@thailand.net.au. Complete all the quizzes in amazingthailandspecialist.com. And survey, if you can please give us some feedback through the poll on your screen. It should pop up very soon. It's just got 2 questions. We would really appreciate that. Yep, that's popping up now. And while you're doing that, we will hopefully see you next week. The topic is another very anticipated one, responsible travel, and we've got guest speakers from Elephant Hills and Hivesters. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Shirley.